Hey everybody, it's that time again of the week where it's story time, poetry time, lyric time. This week, I tell the story behind the song What's His Name off my upcoming record, dropping in November, called Luminarium. I never wished to be born, I've only ever wished for sleep, begged the gods this life to keep, I only exist to be a thorn. Red roses bleed blood red. I hide the pain in the rain. Drink the gods' nectar to numb the pain. Red roses bleed blood red. I'm better for everyone dead. Drink the gods' nectar to numb the dread. Was I born broken without a fix? Life is fuzzy and complicated. Everything's corrupt and miscalculated. I think it'll be better between the clicks. Red roses bleed blood red. I hide the pain in the rain. Drink the gods' nectar to numb the pain. Red roses bleed blood red. I'm better for everyone dead. Call me selfish, but what else is there? I've only ever dreamed of suffering. Have all my smiles all but been fake? My touch doesn't soothe, just shuddering. No matter what I do, I'm about to break. I'll never be what anyone else needs me to be. No matter how honest, always a snake. I'm a farce, a fake, a task, always a mask. Take away the pain I cause everyone. Take away the pain I am walking, carrying. I'll never get better for anyone, and all I've ever done is break everyone. Trigger powder flames, it has begun. Unwind all life, it needs undone. Red roses bleed blood red. I hide the pain in the rain. Drink the gods' nectar to numb the pain. Red roses bleed blood red. I'm better for everyone dead. So when I release these songs, as I've said, I put the number of tracks in a random number generator. It spits out a number and I release it. These are all released at random, and all the content, some of the content developed is through the week is partially random too. But it's funny how these tracks are coming out, and there are things that are happening during their release that correlate to the music, to the lyrics. And this is another one of those where, especially now, we have people talking about how Tylenol affects autism, which it doesn't. This is just a ploy to get Dr. Oz to make more money. That's all this is. It's just more corrupt bullshit. But I digress. So this song is about my experience in this world, particularly as an autistic, and not knowing it, and especially writing it, not fully understanding that I am autistic. And so there's people out there that don't understand autism and will say things like, oh, well, you don't understand my struggle because you're a high-functioning autistic, which is dismissive, minimizing, and ableist. People that don't associate or engage the autistic community on a regular basis do not understand the struggles that people have. There are wonderful things about autism, and then there are also side effects to autism that aren't so great. And then you have to question, is it the autism that's causing the suffering, or is it society? Because we are not considered normal. We're not considered neurotypical. And so we struggle with things, and then we get criticized for our behaviors and our thoughts and our ideas, the way we communicate. Sometimes we don't get things like everybody else, and so then we're criticized and constantly put down because of it. Things like, why don't you fit in? Why can't you be like everybody else? Like, why can't whatever? And this breeds an environment of that you feel inadequate, you feel worthless, and then you start having some dark ideas about unaliving yourself all the time. And is that the autism, or is that because society is putting autistics in a place where they're not attempting to understand them, they're not doing the work to accommodate them, provide the space for autistic people to function at their best abilities, and they're forcing them in a place that they can't function very well, and then there's side effects therein. Like, I grew up knowing I was different, and I didn't understand why, and I didn't know what to do about it. And so there was a lot of things that I thought and felt that I didn't bring up or discuss because I was afraid of being locked up in a straitjacket in a padded room, or having electrodes on my temples and electroshock therapy shit. I was scared of a lot of things. And then growing up, and not having the best parents, not having the most emotionally engaging, understanding, compassionate, empathetic parents. They had their own issues. They came from their own generations of different kinds of abuse, and then in turn kind of recycled those behaviors. And it's like you grow up feeling inadequate and worthless and never doing anything right. And then you feel like you don't belong. And then you feel like you shouldn't belong. And then you either unalive yourself or you wish something bad would happen to you so you won't wake up the next day. So when people say, oh, well, you're high functioning, so you just don't understand the struggle I go through as a parent or as a grandparent when I have a kid who's nonverbal, obsessed with water, wants to play in water all the time. And it's hard to be in social gatherings and events where you have to watch your kids, and it's just like, I'm sorry. It seems weird. It's a weird thing to dismiss someone you don't know anything about and their experience, and then also just admit that you don't want to be a parent. You don't want to parent a kid. Like, you'd rather focus on friends, family, or whatever the event is about more than your kids. And the first thing I think of is, well, don't bring your kid or grandkid. If they're nonverbal, learn sign language. Teach them sign language. You learn sign language. When they get older, they can write their read and write notes. They can tablet stuff out. Like, it's not that hard. If there's an event with water and they're prone to going in the water that might induce harm, maybe keep an eye on your kid. If there's an event where there's a pool and there's swimming, bring your bathing suit, man. Like, bring the toys, because that's what you're going to be doing. As someone who is autistic and also has an autistic child, it's like, well, screw everybody. Even if they aren't autistic, screw everybody. That kid comes first. I don't know why that's like a problem for people. Maybe it's a generational thing where they just like, oh, you just go in the yard and do whatever, and I don't care, and I'll drink mimosas all day. I don't know. I ain't here to judge. All I know is this is what I would do as a parent. It's what I do as the parent. But yeah, it's living 40 years as someone not understanding what made me not like everybody else, and then feeling inadequate and worthless, and doing everything I could with alcohol and different stimulants, shopping, food, relationships, which is, I feel bad for all my former relationships, because it's like, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't treat you guys the way you deserved. I didn't know how to, and I didn't know my brain was wired differently, and that's why certain things didn't make sense. And I'm sorry. Sorry I wasn't better. I didn't know. We didn't have the information like we do today. And so this song, despite the fact it's incredibly dark, I think it's important to put that stuff out there to say, hey, if you're feeling this, you're not alone. If you want help, there's people here that have been through it and can help you through it. You're not alone. Anyways, please check out the track. Live drops, album drops in November. Thanks so much.